Hey everybody, welcome back. So today's video is going to be an interesting video, that's for sure. So it is about a girl who watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to refinish furniture, specifically how to refinish hutch type pieces using chalk paint. And she watched these videos and she thought, wow, that looks pretty straightforward and pretty simple. I mean, maybe it's just really that simple. And she took notes and then she went to Lowe's and she bought a hutch. And this is where the story starts. Because if you haven't picked up on that by now, I am that girl. I am the one who watched those videos. I bought this hutch. I will put a picture up here. And I thought, this is really cute. I'm going to put this in my display. So I have a display in a store. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up above. And I have a metal shelf in there right now. And I thought, you know, it could really use more of an antique type furniture look just to kind of really fit with the home, fit with the store. So that's what I did. I bought the hutch that you see there, and I just thought, you know, it needs just a second chance at life. It needs a fresh coat of paint and it'll just be good as new. And that's where I went to YouTube. Yeah. I made the mistake of thinking that because I'm, generally speaking, a crafty person, that this would just be as simple as that. And I don't know if maybe it's just me and this is just not my forte, or people are using some heavily edited videos out there to make it look easier than it is, because I did not find it as easy as some people said. So yeah, to start with, I dropped the hutch on my foot. It was not a happy moment in my life. People say that when you have chalk paint is typically very forgiving. They say it covers a lot of errors and it's really good for beginners, and that you don't have to sand your pieces. I did take note of that because I was thinking I'd probably have to sand, but video after video told me that I wouldn't have to. So I was like, you know what? Why add extra work if I don't need to do that? So I went ahead and grabbed my piece and I just went for it. I cleaned it like most people said. So yes, I used a ton of cleaner to clean this piece because it was very dirty to start. I think they hadn't cleaned, the previous owner had maybe never cleaned it. It was that dirty, dusty, spider webs, things like that. Got it clean, and then I went ahead and started painting without having sanded, using chalkboard paint. This is what it looked like after one coat of paint, but just imagine this all over, as you can see here. You could definitely see a lot there, but now look at this here, this particular door. You see how it has these marks through it? Even down here. This was with heavy cleaning and after 4 coats of paint. Yes, 4 coats of paint on this door, and I still have that. Now, when you step back and you look overall, it's not as noticeable, like doesn't just call to you, but I notice it, and that's really was frustrating to me, just to see that it had that. But yeah, and then after that, I decided I wanted to do a two-toned look. Some people had told me that I needed to spray paint my hutch instead of using a brush. I did brush it. So that might have been my problem in terms of some of the marks, but I still can't imagine that that would have covered those brown lines that I was showing you guys earlier that were a problem. I still think that would have been a problem even with the spray paint. So I'm really not sure. People say chalk paint is forgiving, and maybe that's true for most people, and maybe it doesn't forgive all people like myself. So yes, this is the story of a girl who painted a hutch and it went oh so horribly wrong.